Hello friends, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to my channel, Hexo Graphics and Multimedia. In today's video, you are going to learn how to put a lot of images in text, step-by-step tutorial in Photoshop. But before we dive deep into the tutorial, if you are very new to this channel, remember to click on the subscribe, turn on the notification bell, so each time I post content about Photoshop, you'll be notified. So with that being said, so let's dive into the tutorial and see how you can put a lot of different images in text in Photoshop, step-by-step tutorial. So let's begin. So the first thing you want to do right here is to go to your toolbar. And then you make sure you choose your horizontal type tool. Having chosen your horizontal type tools, then you have to come to the text property from the home tab right here and choose your font style. So the font I use right here is Impertext 2.0 and regular. Then you can come here and change the color. Click on here to pick whatever color of your choice and you hit on OK. So then we can come to the artwork right here and type. So I'm going to type snow. Okay, so I can go to my move tool right here. So the next thing I want to do is to go to home tab right here and I'll click on edit. From edit, I will look for free transform. Then what I'm going to do next is to press shift key and hotkey. Then I'll drag just to increase the font size as much as possible. So we have it this way. So once you are satisfied with the text size, you have to come to the home tab right here. Click on this check mark to approve the transform. Next thing I want to do right here is to go to the home tab right here. I will click on my select. I'll click on all. Then I'll make sure I align to vertical center and horizontal center. Then you have to go back to select again and make sure you click on the select. So you're going to have your text into the center of the page. What to do is to bring in all the image one after the other. So for me to do that, I have to go to the home tab right here. I will go to file and click on place embedded. Then you can start dragging the picture. Click on paste. Alright, so these are all the images I need for this particular work. So what I'm going to do next is that I will have to drag this image right here. So I need this image to be on the letter W. So what we're going to do is to drag this image from the layer right here. We drag it on the snow text. Then we right click. We make sure we click on create clipping mask. Then we have to I have to locate this particular layer right here and then I will drag it onto the snow text right here. So it's going to auto power clip. Then I have to locate this particular layer. Then I will adjust this picture for one side. Or better still, I can disable this layer and disable this layer. Then this allows me to work on this one right here properly. So I have to locate this particular layer right here and I will press Ctrl T to open a transform tools. Then I will press shift key on my keyboard and hotkey just to resize. So I need this one right here to be only on the letter O. Okay. Then I have to adjust the image in a proper way. So I have to press Ctrl T to work on this one right here and we have this in this way. So what we are going to do is that I'm going to adjust this one right here. Then what I'm going to do next is to go to the layer panel. I will right click on the layer right here and then I will make sure I look for rasterize layer. Having rasterized the layer, I will go back to my toolbar right here. I'll click and hold it down right here and choose rectangular marquee. Then I will cut from this point right here. Then I'll press Ctrl J to cut. Boom. So I have to select on this right here, and I'll press the delete key. Then I'll go back to this one right here. I will right click, and I will make sure I look for create clipping mask. So we have this one right here. So we have to locate this one right here, and we'll press Ctrl T to open a transform tool. Then I have to position this image. So I need this image to be somewhere here. Cool. So I have to press enter key on my keyboard. Then the next thing I want to do is to go back to my toolbar right here, click and hold down. I'll make sure I choose my rectangular marquee, and I will make sure I'll select this point right here. Then I'll going to press Ctrl J on my keyboard to cut. Then I'll have to fall back to my layer panel right here. I'll be sure I press delete key and to delete this one. Then I'll fall back to this layer right here. I will right click, and I will make sure I look for create clipping mask. Boom. So we have that. So we have to select on this text layer again. Then we enable this image layer. So I need this image to be on the letter N. So I have to take it to the snow text. Boom, it has been power clipped, but we need to adjust the image. So I have to adjust the image this way. Then the next thing I need to do is to go back to my toolbar right here, click and hold down and choose my rectangular marquee. Then I have to select this point right here. Then I will have to press Ctrl J on my keyboard to cut. Then I will have to go back to my layer panel right here, and I will press the delete key on my keyboard to delete that one right here, and I will select on this image. I will right click and then look for create clipping mask. So we're going to have something like this. So the last one is letter S. So I have to enable this layer. Then while having enabled this layer, I have to make sure I take this layer to the snow layer right here. Okay, then I have to press Ctrl T to open a transform tool. Then I will have to adjust the image in a proper way. So I think I'm cool with this. Then I'll press enter key on my keyboard to accept that. The next thing I'm going to do is to go back to my toolbar from the home tab right here. I'll click and hold down. I will choose my rectangular marquee again, and I'm going to select this portion right here, and I'm going to press Ctrl J to cut, and I will have to go back to my layer panel right here, and I will select the image layer, to download the image layer. Then I'll press delete key on my keyboard. I'll go back to the cut layer. I will right click, and I'm going to make use of create clipping mask. Boom. So we have everything this way. I'm going to press Ctrl minus to zoom in. Then I can give my image a kind of nice background. So for me to give a nice background, I have to come to the background layer right here, and I will click on the layer adjusted layer. Then I will make sure I choose gradient fill. Then I can pick my gradient from this point right here. Then I will click on OK. And then next thing I'm going to do is to select my snow text layer. And I will have to look for all this image layer. I will press Shift key and select everything. And what I'm going to do next is to right click, and I will look for merge layers. Okay. Once you merge the layer, everything become one. Next thing I'm going to do is to right click again. I'll go to layer style options. Then I will come to stroke. I will double click on the stroke and add a stroke. Then I will double click on drop shadow to add a drop shadow. So I can come back to the stroke color right here. I can change the stroke color to snow white, and click on OK. So I can increase the stroke width So I can make the distance 8 and spread 12 and size 13, and finally click on OK. So Control minus to zoom in, Control plus 0 to zoom out. So this is how you can power clip, or how you can place different types of image on a text in Photoshop step-by-step tutorial. I hope you guys find value for this video. If you enjoyed this video, give this video a big thumb up, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tutorials like this. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye for now.